Hmm. Hi everyone, good evening. How's everybody doing today? Selamat Hari Raya to all my Malay Muslim friends who celebrating Hari Raya, and I hope that you had a great Zoom Raya over the last week or so. I have been just staying at home after the second day onwards. Most of us are usually, and we've just been going through a new normal in terms of celebrating Hari Raya, right? So, Selamat Hari Raya once one more time to all my Muslim friends who are celebrating. I know this year is a bit different, but I hope we still enjoy it nonetheless. What I noticed, right? Just a bit of small talk before we begin. A lot of my family and friends actually mentioned that they enjoyed this year Ramadan the most compared to previous years because of the fact that they have been forced to stay at home, they've been forced to lock themselves in, and they enjoyed Ramadan the best this year. And even for when they celebrated Hari Raya, the connection that they did on Zoom was very deep. So they had a great time on Zoom, although they couldn't see each other. But of course, nothing beats meeting your family in person and getting to touch them and hug them. So I hope that when the circuit breaker is lifted in phases, we can probably visit our old folks who's waiting at home, waiting in their house, waiting for us to come and visit them. When everything is legal for us to do so. So in the meantime, please stay in your own houses. Do not go out unless you want to be charged by the police or the government. Okay, so avoid all this. So everyone else, one more time. Hello and good evening to all of you. Please, when you join, just joining this particular Zoom. Sorry, it's not Zoom. Joining this particular live video, and grant permission to StreamYard to allow StreamYard to know who you are, because on my control panel I will only see Facebook user. I will not see your name. So like the one who just said hello, I'm not so sure who you are. So please grant StreamYard the permission to display your name so that at least we know and that you said hello. I would like to say hello back to you in person. Okay, so we have a great evening that I want to share with you things. It has been quite a while since I came on live. I think about almost a week now, and because of Hari Raya and we're just wanting to prepare for the festivities. So today is the first time I've resumed my live video and content. I want to share with some content that you might find interesting. So please, if you think this content is great, like this video, share out this video so that we can bring more people into this video. I have some value I want to share with all of you. Okay, and the topic that we want to cover today is about funding your lifestyle through investments. And this is something that that Mr. Robert Kiyosaki explained in great detail. If you read his books on Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, Guide to Investing, there's a lot of books that he has written. Great book. Okay, so I will share with you a bit about that. What are we talking about? Funding lifestyle through investment. It means specifically that you are no longer dependent on your job to live. You're no longer dependent on an earning income every month, working for money. That's what it is saying here. The thing that a lot of people realize, okay, is that every day they have to go out and work, right? Means that they're trading their time for money. And when they have to do so, it would mean that if they lose a job, they lose their only source of income, which is what happened in COVID-19. Correct? In COVID-19, when people lost their job, they lost their source of income. And when they lost their source of income, their life shuts down and they panic, and then they start wondering, where am I going to earn money? Because a lot of us has been conditioned to go to school, get a job, and get good grades, and then find a job. Go to school, get good grades, come out, graduate, and then find a safe, secure job. That's what we have been conditioned to do so, right? We've been grown up to do that. Now, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki has a different idea. He revolutionized the world of financial education by writing some books that address this problem that he noticed in terms of financial education. Okay, he wrote this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. A lot of you probably have heard of him. Popular guy. I've heard of him 20 years ago when I was in Polytechnic, in fact. Okay, my first year or second year of Polytechnic, I heard of him. I only read his book like 5 years later, and he wrote a very revolutionary book. The first one, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you have not read this book, please read it. If you talk to any financial guru out there, if you talk to any established economists, even you talk to them, they will always tell you the very first book. If you just want to get started, when you get your feet wet, this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is the first book, the fundamental book for anybody who wants to improve their financial education. You will learn a lot more about finance in this book than you learn from school sometimes. Okay, it is that good. Read it. It is written in a story form, so it's interesting. So you might enjoy the book at the same time. In this book, he mentioned about the problem about how the world teaches financial education, about how we've been conditioned the wrong way if you want to be rich. Okay, and he has two dads supposedly. One is a rich dad who doesn't go to college, doesn't go to university, and the other one is a poor dad who goes to college, always aim for good grades, and then asking him to go and get a good, safe, secure job. Well, of course, the poor dad is always struggling in life and always needing to depend on retirement account and is always complaining about life. But his rich dad, who's not educated, who is uneducated, who runs businesses, who does investments, is doing a lot better than his poor dad, who supposedly went to school and get good grades and have a safe, secure job. Okay, so it is a very interesting book. Read the book, enjoy the book. Okay, the second book that he wrote, which is what I'm going to talk a bit more now, is this book called Cash Flow Quadrant on the right. Okay, the cash flow quadrant is where it's where Kiyosaki, he divide the world into four kinds of people. Okay, which is the employee, the E quadrant, ESBI. All right, the employee on the left side here, and then these are people who has a job. They are people who go to work every day and then they trade their time for money, so that the boss give them employment and give them a monthly income. So these are employee, right? And the other one on the bottom, the S quadrant. The S quadrant are self-employed. These are what Kiyosaki calls psychotic. Okay, they are people who S quadrant, right? They will always want to run the business on their own. They does everything. They have no people. They don't really hire people to work for them. They are always doing the accounting. They do the whatever job they need to do. They do the selling. They do everything. Okay, they're self-employed. They own a job. What you call people who run their own business. Everything revolves around them. Most of it. So they own a job. Now, on the left side of the quadrant is where Kiyosaki mentioned very specifically. This form 95% of the world's population. 95% of the world's population falls on the left side of the quadrant, but they control only 5% of the world's wealth. 5%. Unfortunate, but if you look at what's happening in the world now, even more, it is very true. They control only 5% of the world's wealth, but they form the large majority of the world's population. Okay, where in the world is the other half of, the other 95% of the world's wealth, right? Okay, it's on the right side. This is what we call business owner. People who own a system, and these businesses earns them income. All right, these are big businesses, people who have systemized the business to the point where they don't have to be there. Okay, and what they do, they invest in other businesses. They create businesses, and this business earns them the money that they want to. They always they want every month. Okay, the business earns them the income. These are business owner. All right, so they are those who own a system. They are on the right side. Okay, and there's a B quadrant, and the one at the bottom, the I quadrant, are investor. These are people who own investments. They earn their money like the simple, most popular investor in the world, Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett earns most of his income from being in the I quadrant. He earns his income from the stocks, the dividends that he earns, whatever that he earns, basically just through the concept of investing. He invests money. He makes money work for him, right? So these are the I quadrant, okay? The B and the I, the ESBI quadrant. So on the right side, they are 95%, they control 95% of the world's wealth, but they only form 5% of the world's population. Okay, so if everyone has a problem to choose, and anybody has a quadrant to choose, where would we want to be? We want to be on the left, or we want to be on the right? Brainless answer. Okay, obviously everybody wants to fall on the right. How do we fall on the right? That's where Kiyosaki mentioned in his two books how you need to recondition how your mind works to know exactly how money functions, how to make money, how to allow yourself to not be subjected to trading your time for money. Don't be a slave to the system. Instead, you enslave back the system, make the money work for you. Okay, by being on the right side. It involves financial education. It involves being an entrepreneur. It involves learning how the stock market works, learning how real estate investment works. These are some of the basic concepts that everybody who wants to go to migrate from the left to the right has to do. Okay. Now, if we are just starting out, a lot of us here, We are just starting out, right? And we have a safe, secure job. It is a good first step. Do not undermine yourself thinking that, hey, I'm an employee, so I will stay there forever. No, it doesn't work that way. You can still be an in the eye quadrant if you follow certain steps. Okay, and some of the things that we are teaching in this particular video over the last few weeks is to teach you how to move from the left to the right. Unconsciously, we are moving you from the left to the right. By getting you to buy real estate properties to earn income on rental is moving you from the left to the right. By telling you that you need to look at stock investment is moving you from the left to the right. Okay, these are some of the things that we are teaching and covering at the same time. It's moving you from the left of the quadrant to the right of the quadrant. Okay, so these are certain things that we are helping you with. So if you want, this is what I got my advice from my old boss. Okay, he told me active energy helps you to earn active income. We have active energy now. We have time, right? Okay, so we work to earn us active income, and active income helps us produce passive income. Okay, if you want to get passive income, you have to start active first. Okay, the only thing you should do is to work for the money first, but at the same time learn to manage your money and then manage your money well enough, reinvest your money and then earn the passive income. Learn to game the system. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. All right, so in this particular game that he has created, this is where I want to explain. I have this game. I play this game. There's a lot of people who play this game. My entire team love playing the game. A lot of them, majority of them discovered this game only like last year, October, I think. Okay, they only discovered this game recently. Okay, and some of them they really love the game because it teaches them the way what you should always look at, what you should do rather than the traditional method of education. Okay, education, going to school is important, but what do schools teach you? When you finish secondary school, please comment here if you have any comment to let me know. When you finish secondary school, you move on to tertiary, all right? Junior college, polytechnic, IT, whatever in Singapore. In other countries, probably something different. But you probably move on to college, post-secondary education, right? And when you attend university, what exactly are you learning? You are learning things like engineering. You are learning things like law, legal. You're learning things like business. These are courses that you take that is preparing you for the workforce. This, if you see how it works, these courses that you attend when you graduate, okay, you are being prepped by the system to be plugged in to work for someone. All right, that's majority of the time what happens. People go to school, get good grades, graduate, and then find a job. It's the most basic thing to do. It's not wrong. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's not wrong for you to do that. Continue doing that. It is important that you learn the trade and all that. Learn how to sell. Learn how to work in whatever faculty or field that you're in. The moment, okay, you earn money, that's where your real education comes in, and that's where this kind of game that you can play in this game can help you out. Okay, can help you learn how to better manage your money, better manage your finance, and from then on, learn to build your passive income. Okay, all right, and I'm going to go to the next page. Okay, and this is something that I've already covered before, guys. I've covered about the 6 J's taught by Mr. T. Harv Eker. Okay, and he mentioned about financial freedom account as the most important account. This is 10% of your income. Every single cent that you get, 10% goes to a special account called FFA. Okay, guys, everything else that you have at the side, LTS, long-term savings for you to spend on big ticket item, EDU, education, for you to educate yourself, grow your mind, necessities, things like expenses like food, transportation, clothes, okay, rent, if you have rent, play account for you to enjoy life at least, and charity account, give 5%. The rest is 10, necessities is 55%. Okay, the most important account T. Harv Eker mentioned is the first one, FFA. All right, this is where your investment comes in. Okay, your investment comes from this particular account here. Okay, so this is the one that when you play the game Cash Flow Quadrant, okay, when you play that particular game, this game, Cash Flow Quadrant game by Robert Kiyosaki, you will encounter this particular income statement and balance sheet that you will play. It is very interesting. I learned about balance sheet not from school. I mean, I learned from school last time, but I flung my accounting a long time ago. But I learned a lot more on how to work on balance sheet from this game. It's interesting. Learn it. Okay. In this game, you will learn as if do you have a profession? In the profession, you will probably be a teacher, janitor, engineer, lawyer, or whatever. Okay, and then you key in all your expenses, your income, expenses, and then your balance sheet. Okay, your liability and assets. What are they? You key in. You learn how to key all this in. All right. The idea from this game is to tell you, get out of the rat race. Meaning, whenever you are working, you're going to go to work, come back, go to work, come back, go to work, come back, earn income, go to work, come back, right? Okay, this is a rat race. You're round and round and round. You're just in the rat race. Going round and round and round, okay? You're literally going nowhere until you work, until you retire. Hopefully, you got retirement income to sustain you until you die. Okay, hopefully. Right? So you're in a rat race. Kiyosaki said, no, get out of the rat race. You need to learn how to game the system. Learn how to let the system work in your favor. Make money work for you. Don't keep working for money. Okay? So the game will tell you that if you want to get out of the rat race, the basic idea is to make sure that your passive income, money that you don't have to work and trade your time for, meaning this income comes from rental or from dividends, right? Okay, every month it just comes into your bank account without your involvement or your active involvement. If your passive income here is at least 2 times more than your total expense, you are out of the rat race. Okay, so I'm going to share you another screen here. All right, and this is the one. Okay, this one. Can you see? Okay, this is the particular PDF, all right, from the game itself. If you want this PDF, this is not mine. This is from Rich Dad. Okay, you can let us know whether you want it, and we just share it with you. My team will just share it to you. Okay, I don't have any affiliation with Rich Dad. I don't earn any money. Okay, so this is just sharing with you what the game teaches us to do. Okay, so this is the PDF. All right, so you key in all your income here. It's a game. This is the game, and this your salary is your active income. And then your interest, dividend, real estate business, okay, will come in as your passive income. Your passive income here, your income here, okay? Your total income, passive income will be here. And then all your expenses, key them in. You have children. You cannot sell your children, unfortunately, okay? So your total expenses is here. So the idea is to ensure your total passive income is 2 times more than your expenses. When you achieve that, you're out of the rat race. You have technically won the first part of the game. Okay, and then balance sheet, things like savings, stocks, certificate of deposits, real estate, what kind of property you own, and then the cost, and then how much income you get, your down payment that you pay for it. Okay, and then the liability, the loans that you have, any school loan, any home mortgage, any car loan, whatever loan they have to pay. All right, the total amount loan owed still to the third party, you key them in on the right. Okay, so here you just have to ensure that your total income, your total passive income is 2 times more than your expenses. So that's the intent of the game. It's teaching you to get you out of the rat race. All right. When you're out of the rat race, then you realize now I can fund my life without needing to go to work or be dependent on a job. Okay, because I have properties that earns me a rental income, is able to give me that lifestyle that I want without needing to clock in 9 to 5. If you love your job, my team, if you love your job, okay, continue doing your job, all right? Don't tell you, okay, I'm going to get out of the rat race. In case some of them have some ideas, I don't know, okay? But no, of course, you need to love your job. Okay, you don't want to be ending up, right? Staying at home, don't know what to do. You have no idea what to do, and then you're going crazy. That's also the last thing you want to do, guys, okay? You want to have options. You want to have the real choices in life, okay? So sometimes it is important that you go out, okay, and be able to explore life on your own and without needing to worry that, hey, do I have a job to give me the income to sustain my lifestyle? Okay, that's what Robert Kiyosaki is teaching you. All right, so let me share you back the screen earlier. All right, so here you go. So what is the very first step you have to do? Oopsie, sorry. There you go. Okay, so the very first thing you can do, okay, is to key in all income and expenses. All right, where you want to start, key in everything, guys. And I've mentioned this before to you, and I've mentioned this like a broken record. All right, everything must be keyed in to the cent. Use an app. There's an app that we use, Wave Accounting System, that I am going to do another live next time, whereby I'll bring my accountant to teach you how to use Wave app. Okay, so you can go and sign up for Wave app. It's free. Okay, you can sign up for it. I'm not going to go through it now. It's too technical because it will take time, and then by the time we will not end on time. So I will go through this another time. You can use this for your personal balance sheet. Okay, guys, balance sheet can be personal, can be business. All right. So if you want to have both, you can have both. You can have personal balance sheet and you have another account free for your business if you want to. But of course, Wave, the problem with Wave is that Wave is not very, it is not as robust as like Xero or QuickBooks because it's slower. It's free, it's slower, but hey, no, I'm not complaining, right? Beggars can be choosers. It's free, so you can use it. It's a good place to start. All right. So key in every single income and expense that you have, everything, and I mean every damn thing that you know. Key that in every month. Make sure that you have all of it tracked. Okay, and then you have to figure out any expenses that you can reduce. You'll be surprised, guys. You will be surprised at the expenses that you did not realize are just eating up into your money, okay, into your bank account. You have no idea. So you want to know, you want to ensure that your expenses are being well kept and being minimized. At least to maximum, don't go beyond 55% of your total income. The lesser, the better. Any extra, put into financial freedom account. Okay, this is what we covered just now. All right, and then any high interest debts, clear them as fast as possible. Credit card, revolving, interest revolving, whatever. Okay, all these balance transfer that you have to pay every month, right? Clear them off. Clear them off every month. All right, if you can, as much as possible, clear them off so that you are not being held back by all this like a monkey on your back. You don't want them struggling you. Okay, and then pay them off either from two accounts: necessities account that you have from the 55%, or the long-term savings. If you remember, long-term savings, as it was 10%, you can allocate 5% of that to pay off your loans. Okay, this is another strategy that you can use. Okay, you can use that necessities or from long-term savings account. Then, once all this is done, invest your FFA. You need to invest it somewhere. The money needs to go not into a bank account whereby inflation will destroy its value. Okay, you don't want that to happen. You need to put it into an investment vehicle that helps you to grow and multiply your money. You need to multiply it, multiply your FFA. And lastly, you need to ensure, you need to work towards what Kiyosaki mentioned in this game, make it as similar to yours, your own real life. Twice, your passive income must be twice the amount of your total expenses. If you earn twice, you are financially free. Okay, financially free. You follow? But that's not the level of financial abundance. Financial abundance is at the top, whereby you are just abundant, you can do whatever you want. Just below financial abundance is financial freedom. Below financial freedom is what called financial independence. Okay, financial independence is where you don't really have to work for money. You haven't earned twice your passive income yet. Below financial freedom is financial security. And then below financial security means you have a good job, you're earning your income, you're just secure. Below that is what we call financial broke, which is what I learned from Dr. Zan. You're broke, right? You just have no money, you're just broke every month. And below financial broke is financial disaster, bankruptcy and all that. Okay, so that's the very, very last, the bottom. You don't want to be that. You want to be financially abundant, or at least financially free. Okay, so this is just a step that I've explained here. And take a look at this. If your total expense per month is $5,000, if that's your total expense that you discover you have, and US 5,000, check this out. If a rental property that we can work with you will cost you about $50,000 to buy, and then the net after minusing off all the maintenance of the property, it will give you a net of $500. You literally only require 10 properties, like so little, right, to earn the $5,000 just to be financially free. Okay, yeah, financially independent. Sorry, if you want to be financially free, you probably need to earn 20. Now, of course, this is an oversimplification. I'm trying to oversimplify, but you have an idea now. All right. So when you have an idea now, I need 10 properties. But 10 properties, do I have to fork out $500,000? The answer is no. Okay. This is a big flat no. You do not have to fork out $500,000 to buy 10 properties. That's why we invest in real estate. Because real estate has this one important thing that stocks do not have: leverage. Leverage in real estate will allow you to buy 10 properties for just $50,000. Okay, 10 properties, instead of forking out 500,000, you only have to fork out 50,000. That's possible through the power of leverage. And this is important for you to understand. When you have a loan in the property, hello Roy, when you have a loan in the property, right, and you have a mortgage or whatever you want to call it, that loan, that mortgage will depreciate in value. If the loan is like 30 years fixed rate, right, it will depreciate in value, but your property will appreciate in value. Do you want that? Yes, this is what you want. You want your loan to depreciate in value. The value of the loan goes lower, but the value of your property appreciate. And this is important for everyone to understand. Real estate allows that. And because the power of leverage is only available through real estate, this is what you should consider. Okay, so 10 properties, you can get 5,000 USD, but you don't have to fork out $500,000. No, not necessary. Okay, you can use 50,000 to own the 10 property. That's possible through the power of leveraging using real estate, because real estate is a hard asset. Hard asset is something that the bank is willing to give you money for. Okay, to give you loan for the property. Okay, now before I end, I'm going to talk to you about 2 more slides before I end this particular video. This is Ray Dalio's All Seasons portfolio. There's this book called Money Master the Game. Do you have the book here? Oh, okay, never mind. Probably lend it somewhere, right? Okay, this book by Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game. And Mr. Tony Robbins has this all-weather portfolio. Mr. Ray Dalio call it All Seasons portfolio. Now, in this particular book, Ray Dalio explained about how he ensured that his investments works in all seasons. If you have read the book, great. Read the book is important. It's good for you to know. It's a bit American context, but it's still useful for you. In Ray Dalio's All Seasons portfolio, he breaks down his investment into this 6 categories. 5, not 6. 5 categories. Majority of them being in bonds. He buy a lot of bonds, long-term bonds, 40%, intermediate term bonds, 15%, and then he buys stocks. All kind of stocks, whatever stock he buy, I'm not very sure. I don't exactly inspect whatever he buy. Stocks, I assume it's good American stocks, American companies, very solid companies, about 30% stocks. Commodities, he invests about 7.5% of his total portfolio into commodities, and then gold, the other 7.5%. So I assume the other commodity will be things like corn, things like sugar, things like copper. These are commodities that he might be investing in. I'm not very sure. You might want to check. Okay. Now he called it the all seasons portfolio, but he doesn't have to worry whether the economy goes up, goes down. His portfolio is stable. It earns him the return, stable return over 30 years, because he invests a lot of money in it, right, in the billions. So he's making a lot of money from this. He swears by this. Tony Robbins swears by this. Something that you can emulate if you want to. Okay. Now it is a bit too high and too. Okay. This is where I want to explain. It's a bit difficult for me to explain. When you have $1 billion to invest, 1 billion, right? If that 1 billion is earning you 1%, how much is that? 1 million. Okay, $1 million. 1% a year, you get $1 million from the 1 billion, correct? Am I right? Or 10 million? 10 million. From 1 billion, 1% of 1 billion is 10 million USD. That's a lot of money. To have 1 billion in this all season portfolio, okay, if I'm in long-term bonds earning 1%, I'm happy. Why? 10 million is good money for me, man. I can probably retire the rest of my life, because just 1% returns in long-term bonds, I'm set for life, right? But what if you are someone who's just starting out? Instead of 1 billion, I have 100,000. Even worse, not worse lah, even less. 10,000. Okay, 10,000, 20,000. For you to earn 1%, like meh, you're like wondering like how long before I start to really see good money, right? Because I might as well go and work another job, earn the money. I don't mind sacrificing a bit of my time and sweat to just earn more money. I think I can make more returns than investing in a bond that earns me 1%. So I for some reason, although I agree with this portfolio, but for me, if I have more money, if I have only so much that I can start with, putting it into things like bonds earning me 1% or less doesn't give me the kick. Okay, so I created my own that we are building. Okay, this is my own financial freedom breakdown from FFA. All right. It involves a large part our real estate model, and this is something that I'm doing. Okay. And I will advise people to ensure that you don't just depend on one source of investment because the economy is large. Okay. Finance is large. Diversify into several things if you want to. Okay. Diversify into something safe, something something that can earn you and grow you the money. Things like what we put for ourselves here, opportunistic. Opportunistic, these are things like Bitcoin. Okay. I have a bit of Bitcoin in my wallet. I haven't checked. Uphold. I use an Uphold wallet, right? Okay. These are Bitcoin. If you can invest 10%, just put into Bitcoin for some. It's opportunistic, right? Or some crypto if you want to. But I'll just think of Bitcoin because that's the most popular, I think. But it is not to earn me money. It's just to buy and hold it there. Maybe it goes up, it goes down. We don't know. Okay. But I just know if I invest there, I just leave it there. Okay. That's Bitcoin. It's opportunistic because it can break up, it can go parabolic for all you know, or maybe if you want things like oil futures, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know how to play those games. I'm not sure. Please reach out and talk to someone. And this is not an investment advice, guys. Please do not treat it as investment advice. Consult your accountant or your legal advice or financial advisor for anything that you wish to consult or do, okay, for yourself. This is not investment. This is just something that I'm doing for myself. Core number one, dividend stocks. Apple, Microsoft. These are simple, or FANGs, FAANG. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. Okay, these are the simple stocks that you can think of. They are at a high now. I'm not very keen on buying them, but of course, if it corrects down, then you can probably buy them. So, but these are dividend. They give you dividend. It must, Mr. George Gammon. I just watched his video. When you want to buy majority of your investment, it must pay you to hold them. Okay. What pays you to hold them? Dividends. Dividend stock will pay you to hold on to the stocks. All right. So you want investment that pays you to hold on to it, not just to you pay for the stock and then you hope it goes down only for capital gains. You don't want that. You want to have regular dividends or annual or monthly dividend or whatsoever. Okay. So core number two, which is where we are doing the most expertise in, or main expertise in this. Income real estate. Okay, this is where I buy properties that earn me rental income, and I put a 40% of the entire portfolio into income real estate. Okay, income real estate will be my main focus and core because of the fact that I can leverage, I can get capital gains, I can write off depreciation, it is tax effective, and I can also earn rental income. There are 4 advantages to income real estate. I put 40%. In fact, almost nearly half. So this is where my main focus will be on income real estate. Okay, and it is something even a starting investor can start with. You don't need a lot of money to start income real estate. 5,000 is possible. 10,000 is also possible to start getting income real estate. Talk to any of my team members. We can do this for you. Okay, then value added. The green stocks will be flip. 20%. Why? Because this is our expertise. So 20% on flip. Whereby I'm not putting too much into flip. I want to maybe just 20%, whereby we were able to buy the property cheap and then fix up and then earn money from there and then earn the flip. And you can also do the same thing, but you don't have to do the work. You can leverage on our expertise to do the work for you. So you can put 20% of it into real estate flip. And then the last 15% you're just hedging, put into things like gold. And gold is a good hedge. Okay, and this is something that will ensure it protects us from any of these market movements. So 15% goes into gold. If you look at Mr. Ray Dalio, he put 7.5%, or commodities, the other 7.5%. I double this to make sure that I put 15% into gold. Don't put everything into gold. I mean, it's up to you. At the end of the day, it's your choice. But putting everything into gold, the problem with gold, the number one problem that we have with gold is that it doesn't pay you to hold on to gold. Gold doesn't earn you income. And you want to get income, guys. Income every month, passive income. And passive income is important. You need to buy something that pays you to hold them. Income real estate is one. The other one is dividends. These two. Businesses will be the third one that you can have. You can buy businesses. You can buy, okay, look at your friend business, any business that can have a lot of growth potential. Talk to them. Maybe you become a partner in their, be a shareholder and then earn dividends from their businesses. This is something you can do. But you want to be able to invest in something that pays you to hold them. This is what George Gammon mentioned. Okay, I'm following the guy very, very closely. I love the guy. Very great content. You can check him out on YouTube. And he's always saying he put 80% of his investment into investment into things that pays him to hold on to them. And these are dividend stock and real estate. Real estate that pays him. And if you have a couple of $1 billion, all right, if you have a couple of $1 billion to invest, obviously things like real estate doesn't excite you, right? You have $1 billion. I'm not going to buy 20,000 real estate, right? It doesn't make sense. Too much management for me to manage. But we're talking about someone regular, someone normal, folks like all of us, like people mainly I see on this video. We are all regular folks. To be able to earn 1% from bonds will not be something exciting for us. We want to be able to ensure that our investment can earn 10%, 15%, because it's things like real estate income or flipping, whereby you can earn 25%, 30% from flipping activities. And I will assure you, flipping is a lot safer than things like Bitcoin or even gold. Okay, because flipping, you can control the entire thing. Just the only thing you cannot control is the city inspector, as well as how much you can sell it for in the market. If the market is going down, probably you have to take a small haircut to sell a property at a lower profit. That could be it. Okay, but you still have the hard asset, guys. The hard asset is still there. If the flip doesn't work, convert it into a rental, start earning the rental income instead. There's always an alternative to real estate. Okay, so that's why I love real estate a lot, and that's why I am involved in real estate. But I also don't believe that investing everything to real estate is a wise thing to do. Okay, so that's why you have to diversify into stocks and gold and even things like Bitcoin if you want. All right, so that's all I have for this evening, and I hope that if you have any comment, if you want to ask me, you can go out and type here, and you can type down here, Mr. Roy. Thank you so much for joining us in this live, and I hope to be able to see more of you join us in our live video. And I hope you find value in this particular video of mine that we just did tonight. Okay, if you find value, please share this video across to some others, and I'll be more than happy to. You can even have this, but you can take a screenshot if you want to of this particular breakdown that I have for myself and my team members. And this is Ray Dalio's one if you want. All right, so I have nothing else this evening. I hope you have a great weekend ahead and a good night. And to all my fellow Muslim friends and family, have Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir Batin. And that's all. And I hope that you have a good night ahead. All right, bye-bye. Take care, everyone. See you.